We spoke to Gary Hartnett of Janssen Sciences about his team's approach to crisis management during the Covid-19 pandemic. So Gary, what have been kind of the most important skills that you've learned in responding to Covid-19?
Without a doubt, it's been strong and effective communication. Janssen Sciences here in Ireland has over 3,750 employees. So to communicate and connect with all those employees in a meaningful, authentic, relatable way is really, really important. Throughout it, it's been communication has been key.
So Gary, how has your team adapted to the evolving situation of Covid-19?
We've added sub-teams as required as the situation has evolved, but our main thing is to have a very agile operational model. We're very fortunate that the products that we make are essential healthcare products. So we've had to keep operational right throughout this crisis. The folks that we could send home to work from home, we did with immediate effect. But for others, we made sure that our workplace was super safe. We introduced hand washing, various different signage, social distancing, relaid out a lot of our facilities. We've looked at introducing, some flexible working hours and arrangements to make sure our employees can cater with all of the demands. COVID has kind of created an extra burden for everybody that had to carry around. So, our job has been to see what we can do to alleviate that and to mitigate that burden as much as we can.
How are you preparing for the possibility of a second wave of Covid-19?
Our approach is to be very conservative. We're keeping the measures we've implemented in the workplace in place maybe longer than will be expected. But we will be very conservative by our nature, because our core responsibility is to protect our employees and keep our business moving so we can keep our patients supplied with the key products and medicines that they need.
So Gary, based on kind of what you've learned in responding to Covid-19, what would you advise other companies to focus on?
It's simple. Keep your employees and your customers at the very center of all your decision making. If you do that, you won't go far wrong.
Thanks a million, Gary, for your time today.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks very much for having me.